I think I'm live. So, hello viewers and buddies. Happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of My View on Books. But this is a special episode. I'm going to tell you about my 7 favorite books. So there is no ranking. I'm just going to tell you 7 favorite books that I've read. From the books that I've read so far. I've read around 100 books so far. So from that 100, I'm going to pick 7 favorite books. So that's this episode. And also, welcome to Medley with MaddiE. I'm Matt Dawson, and this is video number 238 and live number 90. We are just 10 live streams away from 100 live streams. So I'm really happy to do that. Looking forward to that. So before we jump into the episode, let me just check the sound. Yes, sound is good. And I want to remind you guys about my next movie. I think this is better. Yep, this is much better. It's not cropped out. So this is the next movie. We have a change in schedule. Every Wednesday it's going to be decrypting movies or series episode. I've moved it from Friday to Wednesday, and every Friday there's going to be a movie release. So I've just moved my weekly movie release from Wednesday to Friday. So this Friday we are releasing Shot Me Down. It has come out really wonderful, guys. I think this is kind of a movie that you can submit for competitions, and I showed it to my friend yesterday and he laughed out loud. So it has really worked out. I'm like really proud to release this movie this week, and I'm gonna do some promotions for this movie. So yeah, hoping to do well, and definitely everybody will love this movie. Do check it out, okay? And yeah, with that, let me just jump into my favorite 7 books. So the first book is, it's kind of super zoomed out. Yes, I will show you the book on the camera as well as you can see it on the graphic here. I just shared my preview. So this is the book. An actor prepares by Constantin Stanislavski. So he's I think Russian, and he has written a book on theater acting. So he's considered to be one of the father of theater acting, I guess. And this is a book that was recommended to me by a friend of mine, and I was in love with this book as soon as I started reading. And you can see I have made a lot of markings and notes. So this is the book that kickstarted my homework towards acting and its job, taking acting as a job. So if you want to be an actor, you should either have practical knowledge, getting to act in multiple films, many films. So that is one way. Or you can actually train yourself to become an actor, learn the techniques, and study theory and try to implement them. So I'm kind of doing both. So if you see, every week we are releasing a movie, I get a chance to act in those movies, some of those movies, not all movies, but most of my movies, because I'm directing it. And I'm also studying the theory through these books. So I've read this book already. It's my favorite, and I've continuing it through other books like acting for camera. So this is the book that started my homework, that you need to do homework, like how you used to do homework in school for every subject. So if you want to act and you want to become a good actor, you need to do your homework and learn the techniques, and try to portray any character that you play in the most make believe way. Like audience should be relating to your acting, and they should be connected with your character. So all those things, if you want to become a good actor, basically you should know both the theoretical and the practical aspects. So that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to collect knowledge, and I'm trying to apply them to my movies that I make regularly. So this is my favorite book. So yeah, I will never forget this book in my life, and it's going to be with me always. And it'll be so it's in my studios, right? So this is my computer here, and I've kept this books right in front of it. So I see this cover every day almost. So it's like a motivation for me when I see this book cover. So definitely check this out if you are interested in acting or arts. So it can be applied, techniques can be applied further. So there is one technique where it's kind of meditation. So you have to just sleep and try to recollect the whole day's events and what you saw, which object was it, what is the color of the object. So such kind of beautiful exercises are there, and it can be applied in any field. So you can just read it for just for knowledge, even if you're not interested in acting. So this is a very good book. And moving on, Ash Vinushan, thank you for dropping. Hi, I'll just say hi to you. You can just post me any questions, not on books, anything. So I'll try to reply. So moving on to my second, basically the next favorite book, and I will just change. Yes, hope you can see it, and I will zoom in also. So this is my second or the next favorite book, Screenplay by Sitfield. Basically, the screenplay book, the foundation of screenwriting. So before I started YouTube, I was a writer. So I had a website and I used to write stories. I used to write about books. I used to write about movies, and I used to write about my travel trips. So now I'm like fully, what do you say, active in YouTube, and my 24 hours almost busy trying to manage YouTube. And before that, it was actually the website. So my writer, the writer's what do you call, the writer version of MaddiE was there, and I started reading this book, and this book inspired me a lot to write. So I've written like five, six, maybe 6 to 8 short stories. It's in my website, and I think this is a book that motivated me highly to write, basically. So now I'm able to write screenplays and stories for my movies. That is really, it has become like a piece of cake because of this book and the website that I had before the YouTube. The website is still there, but I'm not able to find time to write. I have to find time to write and keep that writer version of MaddiE alive. And yes, those who are interested in writing screenplay, or just basically, you want to put your thoughts out, just read this book. Is very It's very motivating. Basically, after reading this book, or while reading this book, you're gonna take a pen and start writing. That I can guarantee you. So if you want to write something, not just screenplay, just if you want to write something, just read this book. It will be highly inspiring and motivating you to take the pen out and write something. So yeah, this is one good book. So these two are for my art career. And moving on to the next favorite book, it's going to be a science fiction. Let me just change the picture. Yes, this is big enough, I think you can see. So this is my science fiction favorite, Rendezvous with Rama. So it's by Arthur C. Clarke. Is one of renowned science fiction author, and his stories are highly enthralling, and many of his stories have been made into movies. 2001 Space Odyssey, and a couple of other stories also. They are in talks to make this movie. I'm not sure when this story is going to be made as a movie. This is a very good novel, Rendezvous with Rama. The main thing it became my favorite is the first few chapters, how it sets up the world and how it makes you intrigued, and you want to hold on to this book and read all the chapters. So it's like a mystery. They throw you a mysterious plot in the beginning, and they keep you on hook. So they are not revealing anything, okay? So they are just enlightening you, and they are keeping you on hold, and they are revealing like very slowly through each and every chapter. Basically, you want to finish the book, and you're so impatient. You want to read the whole story, and you finish the book. That's how I finished this book. It's very very interesting, and highly intriguing. So it's around 46 chapters, so you can imagine to finish 46 chapters without a gap, and with so much interest and thrill to read. So this is such kind of books you should never miss out if you are a bibliophile, if you are into books. So this is one book that you should have read in the very beginning itself, and make sure you finish this book. So it's called Rendezvous with Drama by Arthur C. Clarke. And the story does not stop in this book. It continues in other books as well. I haven't read that, but I think I've done a review of this book in one of the episodes. Please do watch it. Okay, moving on to my next favorite. Yes, Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits by James Clear. You can see, right? So I regretted when I was reading this book. I had this feeling that I missed out reading this book very soon. So this is one of the books. Again, you should have finished it in the very beginning of your when you started reading. It is very influential, very motivating. It's like basically a guide on how to develop good habits and how to eliminate bad habits. So he's given all the techniques. I think it's like a kind of secret thing that you don't like to reveal it to others. Many people are impressed with your habits, right? Some of your good habits, like you're good in tennis or good in cricket. How do you do that? Basically, you would have done your hard work, and you have your own habits to do that. So basically, to do anything, to be successful in life, or to be organized, or what do you say, good at something, you need to develop habits, because only habits can make you good in what you do. And in order to have a habit, you should be willing and motivated and excited to do that habit again and again. So many times, in this new year resolution, we heard about memes about new year resolution, right? So people take new year resolution, but they don't follow it up throughout the year. And hardly like 2-3 weeks it lasts, and then they are on off track. So such kind of things can be avoided, and he has given out a clear guide on how to develop good habits and how to eliminate bad habits. So this again, one of those books that I want to keep it in a place where I view daily and get motivated myself. So do not miss out this book. Atomic Habits is one of those magnificent book that you must read in your lifetime, and I would recommend, if you're watching this, go purchase this book immediately and start reading. Okay. Hi, David Wilson. I'm seeing your message right now. Thank you for dropping by. I'll put a hi to you. Hi. So, another novel, and it is again kind of science fiction, but I would say it's a perfect novel plot. Okay. 1984. So this is by George Orwell. I love this story, and it was like so suspenseful and intriguing. Every page that I was reading, I wanted to turn the page over and finish off the book as soon as possible, because the story was as good. So it is not like a thriller plot, I'm telling you. So it's not a thriller plot. It's kind of drama, suspense plot, but the way it progresses, it's very interesting and very thrilling, and you want to read it. You don't want to give a break. You just want to read it, continue reading it till the book gets finished, right? So it's a science fiction. I would say it's a kind of dystopian, futuristic book, because this book was written in 1950s, and the author has written the storyline that is happening in 1984. So you can imagine what kind of knowledge he would have had in 1950s to predict that the world will be in such a manner. And it is true. Right now we can say that whatever is written, almost we can see it in different, like more than a couple of countries it is happening actually. And you can't believe, right? We say many countries are democratic, but are we really democratic? So that's what this book is so famous and popular, because his predictions has come true, not in 1980s, even in 2022. There are you can see real life incidents that's happening, similar to this plots in this book. And so definitely it's a very good book. You have to read. You will understand the politics behind politics, I would say. So do read this book, George Orwell's considered to be the best work of him, 1984, and very interesting novel. I wouldn't say it's like a novel. You can say that it's kind of non-fiction kind of thing. So yeah, do read it. It's a very good story. I would like to read this again and again and again in my life till my end of life. So it's such a good story, and I would really love to make I think there's a movie, already there's a movie adapted from this book. I would love to see that movie, but if given a chance, I would like to take a movie of this story in this book. Yes. Moving on to my next favorite. Okay, we are getting close. The interpretation of dreams. So for those who had seen my last big picture 2100, so it was completely based on this book. So ever since I started reading the first page of this book, I was like, boom, blown over. I've never seen dreams. Many people, they do not even remember their dreams. That's good, because they are having good sleep. Basically, if you do not remember your dreams, it means that you're having a good sleep. But the only way to talk with ourselves is trying to read our dreams and understand what is happening in your dreams. So that's how you can communicate with your friend through a call. You can go meet him or her, or you can text him. You can do a video call. So there's a lot of way to communicate with strangers or your friends or anyone. but how do you communicate with yourself, and how do you try to improve yourself if you have any faults. So basically the psychology, the way to talk to yourself is trying to read your dreams. And I was really fascinated by this idea of trying to read your dreams. Every day when I got up, I had a note just beside my bed. I used to, as soon as I get up, I used to switch on the light and write down my dreams. I've written around like 200 dreams of mine. So I'm still trying to get it as a habit, but I tend to forget. So nowadays I'm missing it out, but I was once in a state I was writing down every day. So I'm going to continue that. And my 2100 movie is highly influenced by this book. And I would say I would take 10 more movies based on the concept of dreams alone. So this book is basically about how do you interpret your dreams, and this is the perspective of Sigmund Freud. So many modern or contemporary psychologists or psychiatrists do not completely agree with Sigmund Freud, but still you can take it as a beginner's guide on how to basically read your dreams. And you can read the perspectives from Carl Jung, and there's one more, logotherapy, I think, Viktor E. Frankl. So you can read about those psychological perspectives as well to get a broader understanding about what is dream. And so it doesn't apply to all geography, right? So if you are from Greece or Italy, your dreams could mean different. But if you are from South India or Thailand or Pakistan, it's gonna be different. So your dreams could mean different things. So it's basically up to the individual, but you should be able to try to make an effort to understand your dreams. That's what this book taught me, and that's why this book is so special to me. And it's a very what do you say, highly complex book. So there'll be a lot of terms you'll not understand and you'll be coming across for the first time. So you have to have a dictionary with you. Just make sure you have Google on your phone and like google the meaning whenever you have time. So do read this book. It's a very good book. It's the introduction book to dreams. Definitely he has given a lot of techniques, and he has explained a lot of case studies. He has talked about his patients, and it's a good book to begin with for understanding your dreams and trying to make an effort. Okay. And the last but not least, so if I were to pick one book, out of all the books that I read, and if you ask me which is my most favorite book, I'm going to tell you this: Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, because it's basically the history of humans, right? So how they evolved, how civilization came into picture, how technology came into picture, and how do we, I would say, why did we need trading, why did we need writing, and why did we need interacting with other groups, right? So if you're in Egypt, you talk a different language, but if you're in Spain or somewhere, you talk a different language. So why did they have to interact, and trading and writing, who invented writing? So these insights, and you're seeing it like from the god's perspective, like what happened on earth from day one, from Neanderthals. I don't know how to pronounce that. So we are called humans, Homo sapiens, but before us, we had a species that was close to humankind, and they're called Neanderthals. So we actually eliminated them, we wiped them out, and then we evolved. So the very existence of us is itself crime. But it's evolution, right? So you can't call that crime, you can't call that as crime. So it's evolution. And it's, if you see, it's around 500 pages, almost 500 pages. And you can see my friend is still reading this book, taking notes. He's taking his own time to finish this book. So I've finished this book, and I would like to read it again and again. And it basically explains the whole picture from day 1 to 10, how religion came into picture, why do we need religion, why do we need gods. And I would not make you scared that you lose belief in your religion. After reading this book, you will be highly knowledgeable, but still, if you are spiritual, you would still know who is God, and why do you have to search for him or her, god or goddess. So that is needed. So that search should be there. But to understand humanity, you should read this book, and to get a broader perspective, you should read this book. So see, Bill Gates has given something like, I would recommend this book to anyone interested in a fun engaging look at early human history, you will have a hard time putting it down. Yes, I would agree with that. You will never put this book down. It's one of those enlightening book that you'll have. Never miss it. Even if you're not a reader, even if you're not a bibliophile, please purchase this book and read it. That's all I can say. This should be actually a subject in schools and colleges. I would say. I don't know why they are not including this. So maybe I'm like what do you say, overplaying it, or because I really loved reading this book. I have very good feelings and vibes of this book, and I would like to read this book again and again. It's very highly informative, and there are controversies on certain topics that this author has written about in this book. But I think it's just kind of, even if there is no expert knowledge, he has tried to explain things in doing justice to that particular field. So he's giving a broader perspective, and you cannot be really expert in particular subject, right? So unless, what do you say, you spend 20-25 years on that. So he's given all the perspectives, and there is 3 books actually as part of this book: Sapiens, Homo Deus, and 21 Lessons for 20th Century. I've finished Homo Deus as well. It was good, but still, this is the first book that I read, so do purchase it. Okay, so I have explained you all. Thank you. Good choice by David Wilson. Thanks. So yeah, I just would like to go through it again. You can see here, okay, Sapiens, The Interpretation of Dreams, 1984, Atomic Habits, Rendezvous with RAMA, a good science fiction story, and Sitfield, Screenplay. This is for those who want to write, basically. If you are like postponing your blog, you have some ideas, you want to write a journal, but you're like postponing that, you want to create a blog or website, do read this book. You will be motivated and you will be on your path soon. And this is for the artist. An actor prepares, a very good book. Some of the actors now, or many of them, are against this, the methods that is been suggested by Constantin Stanislavski in this book. But I think it's a good book to start with for an actor. So do read it, okay? And yeah, this Friday we are releasing Shot Me Down 2. Stay tuned. It's going to be the best movie of all the movies I've made after 2100. So it's going to be the best shot, I would say, and it's really come out well, and you would definitely love this. Do look forward to it. And yes, I'm done with my favorite book. So you can comment your favorite books on this video, and let me know if one of the books that I have presented was your favorite. I would love to get to know that it's your favorite also. So do comment your favorite book in the videos. Okay, and yep, I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we'll catch up for which one was that? Resident Evil 2 live stream. I'm like super thrilled. I played, I think last week I played for first episode for 1 hour or 2, I think. And we got some new live chat viewers, and they were helping me. I think without them I would have not progressed much. So I'm like excited to continue that Resident Evil 2 gaming. So do look forward to it. I'll catch you tomorrow. And then it's MaddiE Dawson, and you're watching Medley with MaddiE. Bye bye. Oh yeah.